Questions with voices. Read, listen, hear what you see, and enjoy what you hear.
Mozambican Mystery. Last night I died in Casablanca and found my heart in Malawi. I watched the stars in Madagascar and sailed across the Galilee. I walked the fields in Mozambique and climbed the hills of Tennessee. I caught the sun in Buenos Aires and chased the moon in Sicily. I met the rose of Spanish Harlem. We danced all night in Tripoli. She followed me across the ocean and we made love from dawn till 3. I was reborn in Abu Dhabi. I found my soul in Waikiki. Tonight I'll sleep in Costa Rica and live a life that's winter-free.
Fear and shadows. Living a life in fear and shadows. Sometimes I remember fear, forgetting I'm not afraid anymore, having it grip me like a drought of existence. So the shadows plague me, for I lack the experience of now. Spirits come to comfort me, though I know not their name, singing me sweet songs. Their words I cannot remember. I'm eager to hear the message, for fear keeps knocking, shadows keep lurking. I'm directed towards Opalanga. Her words flash in my head. Beats and tunes she plays mingle in my mind. I want to watch and hear her more vividly, see what it is that I am to learn. She takes me back to the continent, reminding spirit of songs past. We call in spirit drum to play the tunes we once hummed. When she sings the tunes of yesteryear, forces me to travel across time onto the shores of fear, where fear and separation was first learned, where our desperation started, where our suicide began. We, the time travelers, knew we were embarking on a voyage that would take us beyond our space. If no one called our names, we would never make it back to shore. So we jumped into the ocean, rather than never hear our name called. When we reached new shores, we fought our captors. We again committed suicide when the odds were against us, leaping into deep caves that seemed to have no bottoms, jumping off cliffs. Call our names, invoke spirit. We want to cross consciousness, teach you our songs, help you to remember the sanctity of your body, the powers from within, helping us to regain our place, knowing from whence we came. Tell us your name. They that prevented life, they that knew what our capture meant. Time to honor them that fought to free us from our bondage, them that their feet did not keep them from capture. Time to honor our mothers, them that killed the babies so as not to have them be slaves. Time to honor those that never learned this life. Time to honor those chased by the dogs, for they would not obey. Time to honor those that tried to kill our taskmasters, beating them into submission. How many in the Caribbean lost to suicide? How many in the Middle Passage lost to suicide? How many in America lost to suicide? Time to honor them, for they knew what lack of freedom was. Freedom to worship, freedom to teach. Mothers of our mothers, father of our fathers, we honor you today for the deed done yesterday. I ask you to tell us your names so we can call you to us, help you home. Tell us your name. We know how to call you now. Tell us your name.
Water Beneath Him, Over and Around by Mel Dyer. Behind the private school where I studied until age 9, and twisting through the woods of Suitland, Maryland, there was a wild and beautiful creek, where boys trapped crayfish, frogs, and all sorts of things. Meadowbrook, all sand, pebbles, and babble, was quite shallow in most places, such that it was barely enough to cool the heels. But, as if by magic, small stretches of it sometimes swelled and deepened just enough for us to wade in up to our mischievous little necks, sometimes even enough to dog paddle in. On a mild autumn day, we'd tumble cool and weightless through this ancient mare world, thrashing about and laughing like embryonic amphibian gods, leviathans. By the sheer collective fire of our impish wills was that backwoods creek transformed into a great channel, stretching into the boundless realm of spirit and of imagination. A secret sea. Nothing has so bewitched me as those days at Meadowbrook, and nothing so haunts me as the passing of that golden time. It seemed then that so long as we returned to the creek, time and age would flow around us, leaving us forever young, innocent, and impervious to the ravages of experience. Deep in the soul of every swimmer is a place where he pulls the current beneath him over and around his muscles, and slips into the silvery infinite we might only touch in our dreams. No matter how far time carries me from the wild creeks of Maryland, my covenant with those mystical waters will never be broken. And I pray that I might keep something of the swimmer's soul in mind.
Have been listening to Mozambique Mystery by Harold Levesh, Fear and Shadow by Patrice Caribbean Queen, and Water Beneath Him, Over and Around by Mel Dyer. If you've enjoyed these pieces, come on over to Visions with Voices, the quarterly journal of spoken word, poetry, and narrative, and you will enjoy even more.